She laments the sexualized grunting that she often hears from female game characters who are supposedly engaging in combat. So apparently, when a girl character goes, "Wah!" that's how she fucks, is basically what she's saying. When Chun-Li is kicking away, I'm thinking of the sexualized nature of that interaction and the vigor that she kicks with those mighty legs of hers. And has
she ever watched a tennis match? Has she ever watched a male tennis match versus a female tennis match? I can't watch a female tennis match with the sound on because I get a raging fucking hard on. Okay? I have to watch female tennis on mute. That's how women grunt. It's sexy. We like that shit.
I'm going to pull up this picture on the full screen and see the band of characters, and I just want to break down.
Careful, the armor's not safe for work. It's very pornographic. It's just a case.
I've masturbated to this picture multiple times.
I don't want to get to a scenario is where when people make games, there's a fucking checklist of like the short-haired, dumpy lesbian character that must be included, otherwise should be in front of the fucking ethics committee, right?
Well said.
We cannot have these cultural requirements for things to be okay. Do you know what we should do? We shouldn't allow people to create like characters that seriously degrade either women or like we're not gonna fucking make the game the Civil War game and have like you can play as the Confederates and whip your slaves. Like that's probably not a good idea, right? Okay, that's probably not a good idea to make, like, press X to whip. Like, that, no one's going to do that, all right? We're programmed to judge people sexually. We do it every day. We do it, like, if there's someone attractive, like, I guarantee you, if there was a hot girl in this call right now, we'd be doing it. We'd all be doing it. And she'd be doing it to us, being like, no, like, a bunch of murders, right? Like,
people take high offense to you walking in on the thing they enjoy and telling them why it's shit. Just like what I do with Destiny, right? But it's more from my perspective that I don't partake in it. I don't say then Destiny must be different, right? You're not allowed to have that. Then I just say it's not for me. I won't play it. These are my opinions. But you don't take that extra step where then you say Destiny has to be different or it's bad for society. Will not have Ghost be insulted on its metagame purity.
You know what's funny? I think I've played that game so much. I think at some point I have to just admit that there's something I like about it. Like it's almost like it's like this woman that you hook up with who you fucking despise, and she's not that great looking, but you keep going back and you can't stop yourself, and then eventually you're just in a shame spiral in the corner of a room. Thinking, do I actually like her? I mean, I can't even figure this out. Like,
in the fetal position with a bottle of Jack, crying yourself.
Exactly. You know.
I'll show you. I don't know if I can move my webcam. I'll show you what my ghosts. If you can see ghosts, I can't pull it any closer. But here's a cup, and ghost is actually the coaster. It's like it duct taped to the desk, and it's a coaster on my desk.
That's amazing.
Always remember. Never forget right there.
Yeah.
I figured that's the best way to get my money's worth out of it, was to prolong its use that way.
I did that.
I don't want to ruin my $15 IKEA table. Let's put a coaster down on top of it.
No, this is Office Max, man. This is a step above.
Yeah, I mean, only I buy furniture at IKEA because I know I'm going to destroy it in a fit of rage at some point anyway. This way, replacing is not going to cost me too much.
And even in, like, old Halo, when people could lunge at you with a sword, you could still shotgun them and break that animation. Yeah. There's no stopping the punching in this game.
No,
shotgun them in the face. There's nothing you can do.
Please don't stop the fisting.
I feel like Pete Townsend at like the end of one of the Who's movies, you know, just sliding across the floor with a guitar and just like smacking people.
and you're immortal.
With like the scream in the background, like, yeah!
And then you got to do the fucking David Caruso, put the glasses on mid-sentence.
Yes, deal with it. Battlefield like loads up the level like in about 5 seconds, whereas on a traditional hard drive it takes about 2.5 hours.
You guys are fucking nerds. Oh my god, I couldn't even follow that fucking conversation. Way too much men-on-men fisting action.
That's all we have in the console world. Let us be happy.
Hey, don't sully me with that. Wait, I got standards, yo.
Yeah.
I'll fist people on my expensive rig
On
at
4K.
more than 60. Yeah,
Right. There's
on
nothing
4K.
better than 4K fisting.
Thank you. Yeah, I need my fisting to be in greater detail.
As opposed to the Xbox One, you could literally see the grass growing on the ground as it's trying to come up.
Yeah.
I like the fact that I'm seeing more of you, Frito. For me, it's a bonus.
Well,
Did you say boner or bonus? I was kind of.
Even I can't tell what.
hope he's lagging out.
Oh man.
No!
That was such a sweet moment.
The internet gay love was just pouring out of his heart, and he lagged out.
But like, there's loads of like jobs that people have to work their arse off to make fucking, every Adam Sandler movie. I mean, can you imagine how dispiriting that is? It's one of the reasons why directors like that don't work on huge budgets, is because it's too risky. Because although you get BioShock 1, right, with that model, you also get Daikatana. So it's a massive risk. And
That's a real gamer shout out right there. If you know what that is. It maybe the big game journalists, quote unquote, don't cover this or bash publishers as much because they're in direct relation with advertising and they need to sell ads on their website. But YouTubers do. All of them. I don't know a single one that doesn't point out and say that the developers are constrained, and you can clearly see it by the publisher when you see where a game seemingly was attempting to create something, and then some guy in some fucking suit and tie came in and said, well, actually, we need DLC at every single corner of this game and evolve. Or we need to chop off Destiny into small little pieces in order to sell it over time. Or, any of these things where it seems...
See, here's the thing, though. EA was voted for America's worst company for 3 years in a row, so the
That's
publishing
amazing.
companies aren't getting off easy either,
Exactly.
Frito.
Right.
But
And I mean, his criticism's hard too, especially in the last year where games have been sold not just, bad, not just like, oh, this is done in poor taste or just stupid. This game doesn't work. You know what I mean? It's hard for me to say, oh, I paid $60 for a game that doesn't work. But, they try. They try.
it takes a lot of work to make these
It
things,
takes
right?
a lot of work.
What do you want me to say, man? Like, no one else...
They did their best.
Hop in your car on the way home, and then your brakes don't work. It's a big assembly line. There's a lot of people working as you crash into the fucking street sign or whatever.
That was the GM. I think the GM CEO. She got up on her podium, right, when they had that big recall. Look, we tried like really hard in making sure. Or Toyota with their Prius acceleration thing.
Mhm.
We tried really hard to make the car safe. We're sorry a couple people died, but
Cars are difficult. There's a lot of people putting their hands in, trying to change the artistic vision, and sometimes it just comes out broken. What are you gonna do? Sorry, we tried our best.
But none of us, to be fair, none of us have, at least I can only speak for myself, I guess, but none of us, as far as I know here, have built a car before, so therefore we're not really in position to criticize. We haven't done it. We don't know how hard it is.
Right.
We
have to join the
Let's-
assembly line in order to
Right,
be able to
and
criticize.
then we'll have a list of things that we realize about how difficult it is, and we'll be in a fair position to criticize.
Fuck out of here, man.
Why is the hit rate so bad in your game? Like, why is there in-engine lag still when Infinity would have pretty much fixed it? Like, why have you not just fucking just knocked on their door and been like, can we borrow that, please? Like, I don't get it, Dave. Like, why do you ignore this? Don't you understand it's important for people? No, I was just going to say it's funny that, like, Big Dave gets on Twitter and then, like, Infinity Ward have always had some professional lackey that they throw under the bus every year. Just, like, wheel out this poor defensive person and, like, all of the poison and vitriol of the COD community gets aimed in one person's direction every year.
We'll see the job description and the job listing
My
on
God.
Monster.com or whatever. Skills, like be able to withstand relentless emotional abuse.
Yeah, it will be
And-
under the BDSM section of Craigslist. Masochist wanted.
Yeah, I'd imagine essentially the type of person from the character of 50 Shades of Grey, the girl that gets fully beat
Yeah.
on, that person. That's what they're looking for. That's essentially who Tina probably is on the inside.
What's going on with you?
Brian's playing with this pussy. He's got a big black pussy, too.
Seems like there should be a way to
See,
get back.
you are the pansy liberal, everyone gets a trophy type parent that is going to soften this child who is going to be completely unprepared for life
Are
and
you
reality.
accusing me of wanting children to play Destiny? Because that's ridiculous.
Yeah, in my opinion, when I saw this, I thought he was
abuse,
doing him a
man.
favor.
Of course, if I had a bunch of kids running around and I could get them to sit around for 2 hours doing something repetitive, maybe that would be an ideal daycare program, I guess. I don't know.
I have more respect for scumbags who are just like, yeah, no, I'm a cunt. Fuck you.
You were part of the anti-troll movement.
I was a part. I was there.
He was there when
I was there with Brian Williams, and we fought.
See more for yourself. The link will be in the description. All articles that I mention are labeled and linked. Some people want me to put timestamps. That ain't fucking happening. But I'll at least give you the articles that I use. So.
A drama alert. Frito makes sure that there are no timestamps so he could collect as much ad revenue as possible on the podcast.
Yeah, right. Especially on the iTunes version. There's a lot of people that are just fucking stereotypes. I'm sorry. I am. I'm a fucking stereotype. I understand. I know where I'm stereotypical in a lot of ways, whether it's my education, my whiteness, my upbringing, all of the
My
white trash
whiteness.
tropes. All the white trash tropes. I listen. I still enjoy Limp Bizkit in the darkness of rooms. I try not to let anybody know. But you see what I'm saying? Like, and it's pandering to the nth degree. But you can't go in and then say that I'm not allowed to have my nookie, right?
Bully nookie.
I want that shit.
When Frito has a bad day, he just turns on break stuff and he gets in the mood. Yeah,
Yes, it's incredibly empty, lacking all sorts of taste and artistic merit whatsoever. But people still want that, and you can't tell them they're not allowed to have it because you feel oppressed by it. Get the fuck out of here.
Like, I saw some of the tweets after, my submission was reviewed, and some people were like, this guy is a joke, he should be on Comedy Central, not esports, and I'm just like, you guys are playing video games, okay? Just remember
The most
that. We are
casual
playing-
game, too.
We are playing something for entertainment purposes. We're not saving lives out here, all right? I'm not casting a fucking emergency room procedure. Oh, he's going in through the left aorta. Is that 100% clogged? Oh, looks like he's going to have to take this little beepity bop and insert it back through the other alley. Look at him cut open, precision insert. No, I'm not casting open heart surgery. It's a fucking video game. All right? It doesn't need to be that goddamn serious. But at the same time, I can understand that people don't want something like Call of Duty Champs where people put real money, people have real money at stake and turn it into a sideshow. There's a fine line you have to walk down it.
When you see fat, obese kids sitting in a fucking auditorium wearing an Optic shirt doing the money gesture, I just want to fucking go in there with a flamethrower. I just want to fucking kill them all. It's so culturally disgusting to me.
I'm more against the organization's approach to it because I think actually the amount of seriousness that they portray infuses that vileness in the community where it emboldens it.
I mean, actually, LDLC or now Envy in CSGO are quite infamous for shit-talking the other teams. But they're fucking French, so you expect them to be fucking dick, right? You expect them to be like, I'm the best, huh? You are shit? No?
Sorry to derail you, but that's something I actually learned quite recently about that. Keep asking questions, folks. Listen to people who know more than you. That's how you become more intelligent. I think Richard
I'm not
Dawkins
no.
said it.
No, don't do that. Act like a man and pretend you have answers.
That's pretty much what I take away from the show.
Yeah, right.